Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about some more Rekkles drama. We are following up on a video that we made yesterday about this whole Rekkles situation. And this video actually did very, very well. It was my best performing video of at least like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, of course, I want to follow up on that, not only because the video did well and I want to make more videos that are hopefully going to do well, but also because it seems like this is something you guys are interested in. And a lot of new information and statements from other people have actually come out in the last 24 hours. So we do have some big, new, juicy updates to talk about in this whole Rekkles and K-Corp situation. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. Obviously, the start of the League of Legends competitive season is right around the corner, and you'll be able to play that on Prize Picks. But even today, they still have plenty of other games going, like traditional sports and even other esports. They have Dota 2 up today, and here's how easy it is. For example, if you think 9 is going to get more than 8 kills in map 3 against OG, you can select that. And if you think Chrysalis is going to get less than 15 kills in the first 2 maps against Liquid, you can select that. And then here it shows you, for an entry of $20, if both of those hit, you could win $60. It's really that simple. It's really that easy. Just make some picks. And if you guys want to get started on Prize Picks, definitely check out the first link in the description below. Get signed up. They're actually going to match your first deposit for new users up to $100, which is just an awesome deal. And you can put your knowledge of the things that you like watching and enjoy following, traditional sports, esports, League of Legends, whatever, to the test on Prize Picks. Thank you so much to them for helping support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, I wanted to start first with the video I made yesterday. This is the new Rekkles drama. Again, 112 likes. This has 4,600 views. This video was popping off, especially like in kind of a weird time in between the off season and the next season starting. This is usually like a dead time for my content and channel, but this did good. But I did want to talk about this comment that I pinned. Also, hey, here's the Germ merch. Check it out, Germ signature collection. Maybe you guys want to pick up some stuff. I really love, the shirt that I got. But this guy, he did comment. He said, "Hey, I'm French and Striker in the video." I reacted to this video of Striker on Twitter where he's just kind of saying some stuff, but it was in French, so I didn't really know what he was saying. This guy said, "Striker is basically saying, we didn't try Yuumi because it wasn't fitting the team identity, but also because picking some supports like Yuumi led to overreactions in the team. Not from Huntera, who was a support for K-Corp, but from other players." He doesn't say Rekkles, but, we can make some assumptions. So it was better to play other champs for Huntera to be confident on. So again, he's just kind of taking some shots there, saying that, hey, Rekkles didn't want to play certain champions, or we couldn't play certain champions because of certain players or whatever. And that's kind of where this whole drama and controversy started, was this video from Striker. This led to all the tweets. This led to everything. So I did want to at least, talk more about what was actually said in that video, even though, hey, it was in French. I don't know exactly what he said, but that's at least a comment we got, which I thought was cool. But then today, January 9th, I woke up to some new tweets, some new things being said, some new updates to this whole situation. This is Huntera himself. We're getting, word from now one of his teammates, not just his coaches, not just the organization, whatever. This is Huntera coming out and saying this. "It is unbearable fanaticism. Don't forget you only see people through a camera and not off. How you can defend someone without knowing them in the least." And he's saying, I assume this is to the people who are defending Rekkles, being like, hey, you guys only see Rekkles on camera. You guys only see so much of him. You guys don't have to be there with him every day, working behind the scenes and having to get things done. It sounds like Huntera, from his point of view, his perspective, agrees with what a lot of Striker is saying, and he did not have a good experience with Rekkles. Now, again, I want to say in all of this, it could be totally valid what Striker is saying, what Huntera is saying, whatever, but I do think that there's 3 sides to every story. I'm sure Striker, K-Corp, Huntera, whoever has their side of the story. And I'm sure I don't think they're like lying. I'm sure they are upset. I'm sure they did have a bad experience with Rekkles. Does that mean it's Rekkles' fault? Not necessarily. It could be, but it doesn't have to mean that. Because if you're hearing things from Rekkles' perspective, I'm sure Rekkles has some negative things to say about Huntera, some negative things to say about Striker, and I just think overall there's a lot more to the story, but I did want to get these comments out to you guys and let you know that, hey, this isn't just, because some people were like, oh yeah, Rekkles and Striker, they didn't get along, they were kind of butting heads, they didn't agree on stuff, so that's just probably tensions flaring up, but it's like, no, hey, some of Rekkles' teammates are necessarily saying the same things as well. He did kind of follow up and say, and it's valid for everything and everywhere, learn to have a nuanced opinion, which I do think is kind of interesting. Now, again, just like I said with Stryker, I think it was kind of weird and random that Stryker is starting to say this stuff publicly. Now, obviously, I get it's after the season, after Rekkles has been sold. Now they can actually start to talk about these things. But, like, why are we making these things public? Why are we airing out our dirty laundry? Especially where, guys like Stryker and Huntera, who are not very big names in the scene, they're trying to come up. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to get more opportunities for them to be, publicly bashing people. It can be fun and it can be exciting, and we all love the drama, and I totally get it. I've been in my fair share of stupid stuff, but it could potentially take away some opportunities from you in the future, because obviously Rekkles, whether you didn't like him or had a bad experience with him or whatever, there are people in the scene who do like him. He has friends, he has connections, and you just kind of look like the person who's like publicly starting drama, gossip, all this random shit right before the season starts. I don't know. Not everyone will take to that the same way. So I would definitely advise, if I was like a friend or a colleague or even like an agent or something, to Huntera especially, but even Stryker, like, hey, we can believe these things, we can think these things, we can know these things, whatever, but like, do these need to be tweets? I don't know. But hey, from our perspective, we're glad they are. We get to see the drama, the juiciness, all that stuff. We also had this guy, Taco Storm, who he replied to Stryker's tweet when Stryker said, he was taken back, like kind of reprimanded or whatever on his behavior on several occasions by myself and above. If you bench him, you can't resell him the following year because people understand that he's problematic. There were no good solutions for the current year in the transfer window at the same time. This guy, Taco Storm, says, sounds vaguely familiar. Sorry you had to deal with that. And again, we can see up here in the top right corner, Taco Storm. He is ex-G2 Esports. I don't know what he did with G2 at the time, whether he was a manager involved with the team or whatever. He had some involvement in G2 during the Rekkles time and Rekkles era. He's saying, hey, Stryker, the stuff you're saying, hey, sounds familiar. We went through some of those same things. Sorry you had to go through that. So this is just another person, kind of peeling back the curtain and speaking out in not so positive a light against Rekkles. Now, this has all been, really, really bad stuff from the Rekkles side. But, of course, like I said, there is the other side of the story. On the Fnatic subreddit, people are being like, hey, is Stryker a reliable source? Like, what's going on with this guy? And largely, we talked about this in the last video, but there's a lot of people who, say, hey, Stryker, he has his fair share of issues and stuff as well, and has been known to maybe be a little bit of a drama queen in the past. Stryker is a guy who publicly shaded other K-Corp players for losses, said Upset was in the wrong for supporting his wife during the Worlds drama. So, yeah, I don't care too much what he says. Went back to check, and Stryker actually joined in on making fun of Upset playing ARAM after he dropped out of Worlds for his wife. Like, I understand fans who have no insider sources participating in that behavior, but an actual professional league coach, crazy. And he said the things said were not unlike Rekkles either, and I think this person's omitting a lot of details to suit their narrative. Rekkles was an issue, but equally it probably did happen, just not the way he wants us to believe it did. And I believe that too. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure Rekkles did have some issues, and I'm sure Rekkles is maybe introverted, like the people have said, and maybe he has some social issues. Maybe he doesn't want to be like super good friends with everyone on the team like maybe some other people do. Maybe they had differences of opinions on drafts or picks or whatever. That is totally normal. That happens on every team ever. But I do also believe Stryker might be, omitting some things, embellishing some things, maybe spinning some things in a certain way to make Rekkles look a little bit worse. And I think even just Huntera saying he agrees with Stryker or whatever doesn't necessarily mean they're still right, because also Huntera could have the same beliefs as Stryker, and that doesn't mean they're correct. It just means, they're on the same side of things or whatever. This guy says, from what I heard, rumors indicate that Stryker and Rekkles straight up didn't get along with each other, and there was an inner conflict in K-Corp because of this. Rekkles wanted to play Kalista and Draven during the summer split, which Stryker didn't allow. So, hey, maybe there's some back and forth. Rekkles wants to play Draven and Kalista. Stryker says no. Stryker wants to play Yumi. Rekkles says no. Like, does that mean one of them is right in that situation? Does that mean one of them is wrong? Are they both right? Are they both wrong? Like, there's just so much to it. But, and I do think at the end of the day, ultimately, this is where I want to leave us off with is this thing right here. We don't know how Rekkles is as an employee, but Fnatic does. Fnatic knows him for 7 years. And again, the fact that Fnatic has had him before, he's left, he's come back, he's left again and kind of burned them twice, but they're still willing to bring him back in. They're still willing to have him. Like, hey, this must not be everyone hates Rekkles. Rekkles is impossible to work with. Rekkles is the biggest diva in the world. Rekkles is horrible, awful, whatever. Now, that could mean still that Rekkles wasn't the right fit for G2 and wasn't the right fit for K-Corp, and they happened back-to-back, and that looks really bad. But, again, Fnatic knows him the best, and different people are going to thrive and succeed in different scenarios and environments. yeah, we'll see how G2 continues to do without him. We'll see how K-Corp continues to do without him, and we'll see how Fnatic and Rekkles do together into this new season. I think there's still a lot of the story left to be told. I do think it's pretty crazy how much publicly people are trying to say all of a sudden. But again, we are here for the drama. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Check out Prize Picks, first link in the description below. But until next time, peace.